Good morning, millennials. I was just going to say something that was going to jinx us, and now I'm not going to say it.
What were you going to say?
But I was just saying, like, we haven't had, like, a technical issue in so long.
Oh,
we
wow.
really have our shit together. Remember, like, when we did our first episode, like, we were just, like, all over the place? Like, good for us. Actually,
good for us.
We don't do any of it, but yeah.
No, also, I think the technical issues that we do have, we just don't really know about.
Yeah.
Because it's, like, glitching,
You know what they say? Ignorance. It's
bliss.
bliss.
Also, our audio is on point recently, and if there's anything else going on, just let us know, but feels good.
I look like a naked mole rat today.
Do you?
For so many reasons. One, I have a sty, so I'm not wearing eye makeup, because, like, yesterday I wore eye makeup with my sty, and it, like, accelerated the shit out of it. And, like, I hate saying I have a sty, because, like, anytime I put anything medical on my Instagram story, but especially sty, like, I get the most, like, homeopathic remedies, and I do all of them. I had a tea bag on my eye last night. Like, it doesn't work.
Oh, is that why you were trying to make tea?
Well, no, my throat hurts also, but Margot gave me her sickness.
That was like when I had a nosebleed and everyone's like, you're pregnant.
What?
Yeah. I mean, I had a nosebleed for like the first time in my whole life, which is weird.
Yeah.
And my vision was like a little blurry, but it was just because I had those seasickness patches on. I wasn't pregnant. Thanks, guys.
Well, also, I've just been like blowing out my hair so much because like we've just had so many simchas like with the family, and then like my shows, and just like I don't want to look gross on my show, and like now that I'm like thin, I like care more. But it's like taking a toll, and like I take pride in like my healthy hair, so I'm giving myself a break. Maybe I'll do a hair mask, but now I just have like puffy hair and like no mascara, and I look like the naked mole rat from Kim Possible.
Well, I look like Kim Possible.
Oh my God, you do. You do.
I'm your basic average girl.
For Halloween.
I think I'm gonna be Kim Possible for Halloween, and that would either leave Zach to be the naked mole rat or just like go on his own.
Her blonde friend.
That's true.
We were just talking about that.
I would be wearing this shirt underneath. It is a crop top. I'll probably have to put like little triangles in my
nipples,
boobs.
Yeah.
And they have pants on Amazon. I think I am going to be Kim Possible. And then I can wear my extensions.
Oh my God, yes, you should. That would be a really good costume.
Is it? But it's like seems too simple.
No, it's just like such a good idea. I can't believe you haven't done it before.
Right. There are some redhead costumes that I have in like in the bank of costumes. You know, eventually, if I'm ever like looking good, I'll be Jessica Rabbit.
Cute.
Always a good fallback.
Well,
the Wendy's girl.
We were just talking about Halloween because I rewatched our episode of Halloween last year, which has been circulating because it's literally the funniest thing ever. And we threw it together like so last minute, and like we didn't really even plan it, and it was so epic.
We actually were gonna be Kathy Lee and Hoda, I remember.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what made us switch to being each other. I think the wigs came and we're like, I look like you.
Oh my God,
you look like me.
No, it was so funny, and so now we're like saying like, should we do that again? But like I feel like let's let that moment live.
Right, but what could we do? I guess we could think about it.
Yeah, give us suggestions. I also need suggestions for me and Ben, because me and Ben always go as like this like iconic pop culture like moment. We did Rob in China our first year, which was like
honestly
the best.
You should be Mason Ramsey and his grandpa.
I know. And then last year we did Danielle Bergoli and Dr. Phil, which was just as epic, but like someone else had done it that same night at the party I was at, which is like so rare and like annoyed me, but I looked so good like her. And actually I found this pair of jeans and I was like, where the fuck? Like we were moving, I'm like, Ben, like what whore was in here? Like, whose acid-washed jeans are these? And they were so small, and I was literally, like, about to yell at Ben, and then I realized it was for my costume as Danielle Bergoli, and, like, the only size that they had at the store that I went to was, like, tiny, and, like, I didn't even button them. They would probably fit me now. But I need something, like, just as epic.
That's so funny.
I had a thought as, like,
on
Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson, but it's, like, so basic.
So basic, and, like, dressing up as Ariana Grande, it's, like,
I mean, I would look amazing because you just wear thigh highs and oversized shirt.
Right,
and
but you don't look like you're dressing up. It looks like a night on the town.
Yeah.
It's not costumey enough.
I would make Ben, like, literally bleach his hair.
Does he have, oh, he has bleach hair right now.
He has brown hair.
What would you do with your hair? Just put it up?
It's not a high pony, and I would get, like, an extension for a ponytail, like a long-ass ponytail.
It's not enough of a costume.
Know. And so we got the pictures from Olivia's, like, engagement soiree, and I sent a bunch of pictures to Ben. There's the cutest picture of Zach Weinreb, like, looking like a little cutie. Do you know it?
Which one?
I screenshotted it and put it in the chat.
Oh, I saw that you put. I didn't know why you were putting it in.
Well, I sent it
where
to
he's
Ben.
like smiling and looking down, and Ben and Zach are talking.
I sent it to Ben, and Ben is at the side, and like Ben legit has like a huge bald spot.
I saw that part as
well. And
well.
Ben is freaking out about it because like Ben's dad has like the most luscious hair, like for a man of any age, but a man in his 50s, like has the most amazing like thick hair. So Ben's never been worried about like balding, and that's like something like men really worry about. And he saw this picture.
Zach really worries about
it. He's reevaluating his whole life.
There are so many things that you can do though. Early stages, like not even Rogaine, which like is let me give him my gummies.
Vitamins. Yeah.
They're so good. And when I bought them on Amazon, I bought so many. So every time someone comes over, I like give them a package.
Give it to him.
I will, and I'm not worried about him. We'll get this under control.
I ordered 3 boxes of tissues on Amazon, and 3 cases arrived. I don't even have space for it.
That's like my apartment, except Zach does it intentionally, but we look like a storage unit.
But your kitchen has so much storage.
Well, it did once. Now I can't even put my little cheaps away.
Oh my God, I've had the cable man come to my apartment 4 times. My bedroom cable is so
Makes you think.
Problematic. And yesterday, the 4th one, he got it. He leaves and it's on and I'm like having the best time. Literally I go to put on Bravo and it's like, you don't have any of these channels. I'm like, really? I have the gold package Spectrum. Like it said I don't even have channel 2. Like it's broken. I can't.
You got it fixed?
Of course not.
Of course, moving in it's always like that.
Oh my God.
And for me, it was at the time of like the Riverdale season finale.
Oh God.
And that was really a struggle. At least all you're missing is like a random episode of OC.
Yeah, that's true. And I have not been keeping up with
And
OC.
Bravo's play-by-play, which I watched last night. Okay. And here are my thoughts. I look forward to a day when it's live because you can feel the scripted nature of the show. Michael Yo is reading off a piece of paper, and he's actually the only comic in the bunch. Yeah. So it should be easy for him, and he's reading off a piece of paper.
He must not be like a real Bravo fan.
I don't know if he's ever watched a Bravo show in his life. Brendan Schraub,
who's so on our side for most stuff,
is the unsung hero of the show. He is just so funny. He's just speaking, and he's being so funny. And then there's one other guy who's the editor of some magazine, and he's wonderful. Okay. And I feel bad for Jerry because Jerry's the host, so he's doing all the bones of the show. He doesn't get to make the jokes. Right. Sometimes he does. I love how every time he talks about his wife, my wife, and like, I don't know if everyone knows that that's from Borat, but it's fucking hilarious. Rebecca Romaine Skyped in. I don't know why they couldn't afford her flight.
Oh, yeah.
And Kelly Ripa showed up.
Oh, she shows cute. Up everywhere.
She was cute wearing this season's Prada skirt.
Ooh.
Have you seen that new Prada stuff where it like looks like, almost like NASCAR, the way that they write Prada?
No, but that's cute.
It's cute, yeah.
That sounds cute. What did you do last night?
Thank you for asking. I did Musical Monday at SoulCycle, which took everything for me.
Wow, sounds like a great time.
Claudia, it is a great time. I want you to do it just once, but then I have to like prep. Nick is the instructor, and it's just always a win, but sometimes it's even better than.
But here's the thing.
Than SoulCycle. Last night was a great night.
I don't even mind like the physicality of it.
He opened with Dreamgirls. Just want to throw that out there.
Hold on, I just sneeze.
Bless you.
Just one? Oh, that's weird. I don't even mind like the working out element of it because I've done SoulCycle many times and like I feel really good afterwards, and when it's good music, like it really helps. Like I was in a random class and she played Honey I'm Good by Andy Grammer, and like it was just amazing. It's that like I literally can't walk afterwards, not because I'm sore, because that seat goes so far up your ass, and it's like, does it make the workout like more intense, the fact that you have a thing up your ass? Like, why can't they just give you a nice seat? And I get the cushion. They give you a cushion if you need it. It's not that it's hard. It's like this skinny. It's not a seat.
Yeah, and like every time you like tap it back, it's like ramming up your butt.
Yeah.
I don't notice it anymore, and it doesn't hurt me at all anymore. If I do a SoulCycle for the first time in like a few months, then I get sore in my bottom.
It just seems like a weird thing that they could have fixed. Early on.
But I don't, like, it's not even a factor for me anymore. But I understand why.
And I've been on the stationary bike that has, like, a normal fucking seat, like a plastic one. And it seems like a weird thing that, like, they should have, like, altered by now.
Yeah,
Those are just my 2 cents on
maybe one day. Anyways, it was a great music. Greatest show, straight into Defying Gravity, straight into Arms So You Can't Stop the Beat, straight into You'll Be Found from Dear Evan Hansen, and then Waving Through a Window. But then, Zach and I, we wanted to go to the movies, so we went to iPick. I got ready so quickly. I just want to say, like, makeup is magic. Yeah. You know how red I get after I work out?
Yeah.
So I showered. I was still so red. I put on a layer of foundation. Like, it was gone.
Magic.
It was incredible. It's like when you step on a plane and
you
end up in a new land. It's just one of those magical things.
That's gonna happen to me tomorrow.
We went to see Night School with Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish, and it was so bad that we left in the middle. Not out of anger, just out of sheer boredom. Like I just couldn't sit there anymore. I was like so tired, and I was like, I just want to go. Like I just want to be home. I don't want to be here. And like iPick is so comfortable. It was so bad.
And you were Kevin Hart's #1 fan.
Kevin Hart's #1 fan. Tiffany Haddish is amazing. Like how could this be bad? The writing was so bad. The plot was so stupid and like slow. And every scene was just so slow. And the writing was bad. Like I thought maybe it'd be a stupid movie, but I would crack up a few times.
Right.
Oh my God, it was so bad. And it's just like Kevin Hart just gets like paid the most, and he'll do any like. He probably got paid so much money to do that movie, and I'm sure it'll do so well because he's in it.
Right. That's just
so. Like, who would turn that down?
But it's like I feel like Kevin Hart's movies these days aren't like amazing. He's just like in that Melissa McCarthy stage where like every movie you make makes money, so you do every movie.
Right. But even
I feel
the
like
bad
Tiffany
ones.
Haddish is like so green that like she shouldn't be doing bad movies yet. Like she's still like she's not at that level yet. She's like really on the rise, and she's like the most wanted like actress ever. That like. It's weird that like one of her big like feature films would be like a bad one.
Oh my God, it was so bad. And then I was thinking about how like the promotion of it is really weird because it's on billboards and it's on commercials, but it doesn't seem like it's getting any extra promotion.
I haven't seen it.
And I feel like everyone just is trying to like keep it quiet. Like It's really so bad.
I saw it on Tiffany's Instagram, and that's it.
For me to leave in the middle, like I don't even want to know. I don't even care what happens. Whatever happened at the end, like probably just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like the premise is that he's trying to get his GED, and Tiffany Haddish is the teacher of the night school, and which is like a funny premise. And the rest of the classmates are all like this band of misfits. It was just like so stupid. I couldn't believe it. And like Zach too loves Kevin Hart, loves Tiffany Haddish, and like we were both like, let's just leave. We finished our meals, and we were like, we can go home now. They had a veggie burger there that I ordered, and I took a bite, and I was like, oh my God, and I spit it out. I was like, this is meat. And I was like, called them over, I was like, this is meat. And they were like, no, it's a veggie burger. I'm like, I'm showing Zach, it's like ground beef.
Oh, it was
ground beef. Like
beef.
Veggie burgers are like peas and carrots and corns mashed together. And then I was like, this is a meat burger. Like, please just take it back. I don't want anything else. And they're like, no, it's the Impossible Burger. Everybody who orders it says the same thing. They like brought me over the one sheet on it. And it's really a veggie burger, but like really made to taste like meat, which is just so crazy.
Did you love it?
I enjoyed it, but I just felt so wrong.
Yeah. Why does it feel so right? What is it? If being
me is so wrong,
why does it feel so right? Okay, I think it's time to jump into the Fast 5 stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast.
Okay, we've got some good stories for you today.
Okay.
A wealth of knowledge,
of course.
as well as
a
well of knowledge.
They don't call this the most well-rounded morning show in television for no reason, you know. But that was a long sentence that I forgot what I was
saying. A long
saying.
sentence with a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, they don't call this the most well-rounded show
on television
for no reason. Okay.
First up, Taylor Swift. Love you.
Angel from God.
To open the AMAs with I Did Something Bad. Taylor Swift will open the 2018 American Music Awards. The singer made the announcement Tuesday on ABC's GMA. This is her first award show performance in nearly 3 years. Dick Clark Productions says the 28-year-old will sing I Did Something Bad from her Reputation album. Swift will compete for Artist of the Year alongside Drake, Ed Sheeran, Imagine Dragons, and Post Malone. Rap is dominating this year's awards. Drake and Cardi B have 8 nominations each. Sheeran and Malone each earned 6 nominations, while Camila Cabello is up for 5.
So obviously Taylor's going to win that award because we've learned, if we've learned anything this year, it's that all these award shows are so fake and they align themselves with an artist. Like the VMAs this year were like Ariana's year. Ariana performed, Ariana won the awards. That like she was great, but like didn't really deserve to win, especially since her album like had just come out.
And if an artist shows up to the award show, it means that they're winning something.
Right.
So it's really weird when they actually have like Ed Sheeran winning remotely from Ireland.
But because like he literally never stops working, that he can't make it to America for.
Right. So if Taylor Swift is showing up to your Lethal Award show, it's because something big is happening for her.
No, because she knows she did something bad.
But it's like these award shows are so fake and like based on nothing.
No, like the actual award part of the award show is like literally the least interesting part. Like I like to see people perform, I like to see people hang out, dance, like talk. Like the actual award, like it's meaningless.
No, it means absolutely nothing. I guess the Grammys and the Oscars have done a good job of adding like a false sense of honor to these awards. But like, oh, I won the American Music Award for Best New Artist.
Especially Taylor Swift, who has like so many Grammys, like on her shelf of awards, like that AMA is going right in the trash.
That iHeartRadio Award?
Oh, please. That one was in the incinerator years ago. Like, I'm looking forward to the performance. Yeah, right. Kindling. I'm looking forward to this so much because I love seeing Taylor at award shows. And you said this a while ago, and it's such a good point. People used to make the most fun of her because when there would be performances at these award shows, she would like just have a good time. And like, yes, she's like a weird dancer, but she just like let her hair down and would enjoy. And like, she knew the songs that were being performed and she wasn't like embarrassed to sing them. And like now everyone does that, but they all used to like laugh at her and sit while she stood and like danced with Selena Gomez. So.
But it's so crazy how now everyone does that. I'm sure these like thirst monsters are out there Googling the lyrics on azlyrics.com so that they can get a little extra airtime and like hopefully go viral on BuzzFeed.
So it says she hasn't done a award performance in 3 years, and the last time she did was where she had that really short haircut, which I was just like not down
at
with.
the iHeartRadio Awards.
It was
with Calvin
one of the
Harris.
fake awards, but she sang Out of the Woods, and she was like in the height of her Reputation tour and album, and I was
1989.
1989, and I was in love, and I was like, why did she choose Out of the Woods? Because like back then it wasn't like my favorite.
No, and it's really just a very simple song, you know.
Right.
Are we out of the woods yet?
She reinvented it on her tour, and then at the award show, she did the reinvented version of it, which is like the much better version of the song. Like she should really re-record Out of the Woods is the way that she did it on the tour. She like totally changes it up. And I know I Did Something Bad like isn't my favorite song, so I'm really excited to see like what version she does at this award show to change my mind again. So in 3 years I'll be like, oh my God, I Did Something Bad is like the best song ever.
What's your favorite song on the Reputation album?
I recently decided that's King of My Heart.
Oh, that's so crazy to me. That's like one of my least favorites.
Well, first of all, drinking beer out of plastic cups, like that's the best.
Okay.
And it's not that it's my favorite, but it surprises me. Like every time it comes out on the album, and I'm like, this song rocks, and I look down, I'm like, what is this? King of My Heart. Like it's so good.
Okay.
Obviously, like Getaway Car, Don't Blame Me, like are the obvious choices, and like.
But this would have been like such a great moment for her to do Don't Blame Me. Like she could have a full chorus.
Yeah.
Don't blame me.
But if you remember from the tour, she did. I Did Something Bad. It's a totally new version. She's like, they're burning all the witches, even if you aren't one. Like it's all quiet.
Yeah.
So maybe she'll do she'll have to show off her vocal abilities because people love to say that she can't sing when she obviously can.
Right. I'm looking forward to it, and you know what? I will be watching.
Me too. Oh my God. Like I just live, breathe, and die for Taylor Swift, and she gives us so little to work with, like Instagram-wise and just like performance-wise. Like anytime she actually like comes out of her house, like I have to like live.
Do you see her come out of her house the other day with Joe in that like dress,
Oh my
that
God, of
salsa
course.
dancing dress?
At his movie premiere.
Right. I was not feeling the look.
Oh my God, I couldn't agree less with you. She looked fucking amazing.
I saw like one picture from one angle, and like she just looked like.
Did you see it on my Swiftie with No Job account, which is my Taylor Swift fan
No,
account?
I probably saw it on Just Jared or something.
No,
but
oh
I
my
should
God.
see the pictures that you posted because like from this angle she looked like his mother.
No, oh my God, no, hold on, let me show you.
Okay.
Because when she walked out, like her posture is just so incredible, and her shoes were amazing, and I love the dress. I wasn't in love with her hair, but her hair's at this awkward length where she's growing it out because it was so short.
She should talk to me because I
Yeah.
feel like I've been finding success with my middle length.
You have. It looks really good.
She should take the Nature's Bounty gummies like I do. Or she
Look.
could call anyone and get extensions. Yeah, that's the picture that I saw. I feel like she looks like a mother.
Oh my God, Jackie, you're so wrong.
Not that, like, even mothers, she looks
Not
like
that it's a
his
bad
mother.
thing.
Like, she just looks matronly.
Let me show you another picture because she looks so good.
I want to see a picture from the front.
Well, she like doesn't take pictures. Like she doesn't walk the red carpet. So like literally she walked from the curb to the door and they got like 3 photos that like obviously are not ideal.
Like,
I can't
she
find a
definitely
picture.
looked good, but for, like, the look of, like, you had, like, months to plan this look.
She doesn't have
just-
months to plan. Like
It just wasn't for me,
I
personally.
just love her and she's so supportive. Like she doesn't go to anything, but like she'll go to his like fake movie premiere because he's like a fake actor.
Yeah, and
But
now,
he's
like,
on the rise.
all the Swifties are going to see the movie.
Right. No.
But it's-
there's a theory that like she's his manager
Oh.
and that like they're building him up to be like this next Brad Pitt.
Also,
off her coattails.
when is she going to make her move about her record label? Remember we reported
Oh
that?
my God, yes, she has until December.
Okay. I look
I
forward to the
believe.
decision.
Oh my God, me too. I forgot about that. That'd be so interesting. Like honestly, it'll make no difference on her brand or her like music, so I'm not worried. But for her finances, it'll be a big deal.
No, and I think just for music history, I think she's going to make some music
for the
history.
Grammys Museum.
Right, because even if she signs again with a big record label, it's going to be like the biggest contract ever.
Totally, and she's gonna be able to own the rights to like all of her music, which is just like so Taylor Swift.
For sure. Except this story just upsets me because it means that award season's upon us.
I know.
And like, that's our job.
Right, like I feel this like obligation to comment on award
To
shows,
watch
even though like
them.
nothing happens.
No, and like, I'm not going to watch. I will watch this because I like her.
Me too.
I will not. I won't watch the Golden Globes for sure. I
No,
hope
like,
you guys
I
don't
find
expect that.
these
But like
awards,
the Oscars,
I find these awards like fun to watch because like they're not serious. Like I don't really care about the awards. It's just like I like to see people looking cute and like celebrities mingling and singing. Like this doesn't bother me. There's like no pressure around it. So I can watch the clips on YouTube the next day and feel like I was there.
No.
But the Golden Globes are like such Pittsville and like it's just so stupid.
boring.
And they all are like preachy and like they always like are like give these like derogatory like speeches where like saying how like America sucks but like you suck and like you're all like crazy like sexual harassers and pedophiles but like we're the problem, you know. They like always are like putting their shit on us,
right? Telling
And
us how to live, and it's like, hey, we're here doing a positive morning show, like.
right. I always get like they are shaming me in their speech and I'm like, you're shameful, I'm normal.
Totally. Yeah, I won't watch the Golden Globes. I might watch the Oscars, maybe watch the Grammys, because
No,
Zach
I'm gonna
will want to
watch,
watch.
but like literally on my phone.
Yeah, I just like,
Oh my God, did I tell you that Theo's sick?
Theo's thick. Yeah, he is.
No, he's
dumb
sick.
thick.
I'm so sad. Like I felt so bad. Like we have to run out of here afterwards.
That's so crazy because I was actually going to text you and ask you to bring him today because I just needed a hit of him.
I was going to bring him today, but anytime we bring him, it's like so distracting. And then I like yelled at Margaret and like felt bad when she was just like trying to do her job. And
she's not even here today.
Yeah, and he's so nuts, and he's sick. So like, but I just like feel bad about leaving him. But like he probably does need to like sleep, like a sick person does.
Yeah, go to sleep.
But he has like diarrhea and throwing up, and it's just like so sad. And he makes a sound when he throws up. Oh my God, it's like the most heartbreaking sound.
Speaking of sleep, we're going to get to our Toast movie of the week later.
Why
Room,
speaking of sleep?
Because that's all she does.
Oh yeah.
Which I completely relate to.
No, same.
It was interesting. I look forward to talking about it. Next story, super interesting. Ruby Rose is the internet's most dangerous celebrity. Ruby Rose has played some dangerous characters, like an inmate in Orange is the New Black, and a scientist battling a prehistoric shark in The Meg, but the actress herself is now officially dangerous. Cybersecurity firm McAfee,
the McDonald's coffee.
Yum. I didn't know they did cybersecurity. So diverse. On Tuesday, crowned Rose the most dangerous celebrity on the internet. No other celebrity was more likely to land users on websites that carry viruses or malware. Now listen to who else is on the list. Reality TV star Kristen Cavallari finished second on the list, followed by actress Marion Cotillard, the original Wonder Woman Linda Carter's number 4, Rose Byrne's number 5, Deborah Messing's number 6, Kourtney Kardashian's number 7, Amber Heard's number 8, Kelly Ripa's number 9, and Brad William Henke is number 10. What a motley crew.
I don't get it. Like, what qualifies someone as, like, malware?
I don't know. Like, these are the people who, like, hackers are using to get into your software.
Wait.
But it's like there's no pattern between this bunch. I'm not seeing a pattern.
Right. Well, what I was going to say...
Kristen Cavallari and Ruby Rose have nothing in common.
Well, so Ruby Rose, like when you were just saying, like reading her credentials, I'm like, homegirl is so famous and well-known and literally has 10 million Instagram followers, and like, she like doesn't work. Like, she had like a very like minimal role in one season of Orange is the New Black. Like, okay, like, do you know how many characters there are in Orange is the New Black? Like, literally 30 main characters. And then she was on some show that you just said, The Meg, I've never even heard of it. Like,
it's a movie.
Whatever. She, like, became a part of Taylor Swift's squad and, like, now is, like, relevant for life. And it's, like, she doesn't even work.
Right. It's, like, I didn't watch Orange is the New Black. I don't watch The Meg. Like, she could also, to me, like, be a musician.
Right. And she, by the way, I think she is, actually.
A musician?
She just looks like one. Like, with her tatted up arms.
And then she's also in Pitch Perfect 3, contributing to the worst movie.
Okay. All right,
the worst
that's
movie
true.
of all time.
Right, so it's just like, she doesn't have great credentials. Like a movie nobody's heard of, the worst movie ever, and then like a small role on a Netflix streaming service show.
No, she's famous for being Ruby Rose, which I get.
Right.
Like, she's so gorgeous.
Gorgeous, and her name, like Ruby Rose.
Right.
And then she was a part of the squad. So like, I get
all she has to do is show up to be interesting.
And she really is so gorgeous, and she had a really like hot girlfriend for a while. I don't remember her name, but like they together were just like power couple.
And they're not together anymore.
No, I don't think so.
Interesting.
I think she's on the market.
But anyway, last year's most dangerous celeb.
Wait, and she was hanging out with the girlfriend at Taylor Swift's house.
Of course. Oh, that I did see. Last year's most dangerous celeb was Avril Lavigne. Like, that makes sense.
Oh my God, the most sense, because you're ending up on conspiracy theory websites about how she's actually dead and there's some other woman singing her songs.
But last year's top 10 included Bruno Mars, Carly Rae Jepsen, Zayn, Celine Dion, Calvin Harris, Justin Bieber, Sean Diddy Combs, Katy Perry, and Beyonce. Like, those people have much in common. They're the most famous people in the world. Like,
right, like
this
Beyonce
year
would obviously be number one because she's also the most number one like search person on the internet.
This year's 10 includes a man named Brad William Henke, whose name isn't even linked like everyone else's because like there's no additional articles on him.
He doesn't have Wikipedia?
Because he's not a celebrity. Like, all the other celebrity names are like read with hyperlinks, but not his.
This is so weird, and honestly, it sounds like this company just like did a bad job gathering this year's data.
Right. Linda Carter, the original Wonder Woman, like, what did she ever do to anyone except save lives?
Do you say data or data?
It depends. Like, when my cell phone is running out of data, but then, like, let's collect the data on the Mackenzie.
Data suggest?
What does the data on the Mackenzie file suggest?
Right. Well, last I heard, the data was like all over the place because, you know, Susan and in accounting
and
was just
Sally was
drinking on the job.
Sally was watching the Morning Toast all the time, which really, who could blame her?
No, not at all. I couldn't
Interesting.
Yeah, like this is a weird story, and it's like there's no resolve. Do they tell you how?
Just, I guess, don't Google these people, and if you're big fans, like, just be careful.
Right.
I mean, I wasn't Googling literally any of these people.
No, I mean, I do Google Linda Carter, you know, once a month.
I do Google Marion Cotillard.
Of course. I mean, actually, people do Google her because she's involved with the Brangelina, like, breakup, right?
Oh, right. But that's so long ago now.
No, totally. And, like, nobody really cared.
Right. Interessante.
Like, she's just, you know what it is? It's like Brad Pitt, who, like, presumably, like, fucks anything that walks, like, cheated on his wife with, like, an age-appropriate woman. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, good for him.
Did they even cheat?
I don't know.
Okay, this next story was at the behest of morning show host Girl with No Job, Claudia Oshry. Video of a camel at Big E goes viral on Facebook and in the Morning Toasters Facebook group, says WWLP
and Jackie Oshry.
22 News. I love reporting local news. Like,
well, yeah, like nobody cares, and like only the local Massachusetts news wrote it up, and like I'm here to make it national.
For a second,
actually, we have followers in Toronto. We're going international.
For a second day in a row, 22 News has received messages from viewers who are concerned about the welfare of the animals at the Big E. The new round of concern comes after a video of a camel at the Comerford Petting Zoo at the Big E went viral on Facebook. It appears to show a camel refusing to get up from the ground as its handler tugs on its harness. 22 News spoke with people on both sides of the controversial video. The video shows the nephew of the Comerlord Petting Zoo, oh my God, a nephew Sneechess, attempting to get the 12-year-old camel to stand up. Never mind. Fuck you, nephew Sneechus.
Do they have his name?
Owner Tim Comerford told 22 News the animal was not being mistreated. He kind of pitched a little fit and did a tantrum like a child would and just sat down. My nephew just grabbed a grain instead of treats, and when he decided he wasn't getting up, he just let him be. Comerford said the camel he had raised since it was 2 months old eventually stood up on his own. The Western Massachusetts Animal Rights Advocates director, Cheryl Becker, interprets the video quite differently.
Of course.
Quote, the camel obviously was having a really hard time standing up.
Yes.
He wasn't intentionally not standing up. It was struggling and had fallen.
Yeah. Chucky, in the video, like, this camel's legs are so small and frail, like they literally.
I know, that's what I saw.
Right, so like that's how you know this fucker's lying. And I mean, first of all, like there's no place for animals in a circus. I'm sorry, like it's 2018, like we have evolved. Like they didn't even use it to film The Greatest Showman, like please. And so the fact that they're there is already problematic enough. But if they're going to be there,
They
like
had
take good care of them.
No, in The Greatest Showman.
It was all CGI in The Greatest Showman.
Right. I'm sorry.
No, I mean in 1800s, yes, but they also didn't know, and like I don't blame them.
Right, and also like in the 1800s, there's really not much to do other than like find ways to entertain yourselves. Like now we are entertained aplenty.
And like we have enough organizations and there are enough research to know that like technically having an animal like in a zoo or in an aquarium is captivity, and like we don't kidnap people, like we're normal. So,
Unless you're a room.
So right. Not only should those animals not be there, but the fact that they are, like, treat them nicely. And, like, don't even say that he was just throwing a tantrum, because that camel's legs were so fucking frail and small, and, like, he literally weighs, like, probably 400 pounds, that camel, and those tiny little 4 legs that have to be, like, load-bearing of 400 pounds, like, he couldn't do it. And that guy was just, like, pulling his mouth, like, stop. This fucking hairy, ugly, smelly guy, like, pulling away this camel, like, and he was just, like, in this, like, dirty parking lot with, like, all this trash everywhere. It was, like, so depressing. And
that is not where a camel should be.
No, of course not. Like, he needs to be literally, like...
In the sands.
He needs to be in Sex and the City too, when they're on the desert.
Lawrence of my labia.
Lawrence of my labia, that's literally what I was
in the
gonna
desert
say.
sands.
Yeah. And so, but that video came on the heels of another photo. This photo went viral of like an elephant just chilling, and like he just looked like so small and like frail and like malnourished. And that started to like gain some traction. But like the fair happens for like a couple weeks and it's over now. So it's like, by the time it's next year, no one's gonna even remember. And this fucking festival is just gonna keep going on. But so we have to protest. I mean, I know, we're the #1 podcast in Massachusetts. We can do something. Oh my God, I didn't even realize that.
Oh my God, we can.
Okay, everyone listening, if you live in Massachusetts, do not go to that festival. If you know someone who has been to that festival, tell them not to go anymore and comment on their Instagram, because I love to comment on their Instagram. I bet you they deleted it. I'm gonna do it because their post had no
What's
comments.
What's their Instagram?
The Big E. Let me check. Actually, it might be the Big E Fair.
Wow.
I know. I'm like getting so involved.
It's
at the big fair.
What was that elephant documentary that we watched?
An Apology to Elephants.
An Apology to Elephants, and it's like, what's the problem?
Oh my God, there were 4 comments and they're all gone.
What's the problem with the elephant in the room? The elephant.
Right. That movie was so sad. It's like an HBO original. It's not really a movie because it's like 55 minutes, but it's basically
it's
like...
documentary.
Yeah, it's a history of like how humans have like abused elephants so poorly, like since the dawn of time, and just exactly how poorly they were treated in the circus. And then there's this woman who rehabilitates elephants who have been in captivity, like on her farm, her gorgeous farm in California, and like these elephants are her life, and they come to her and they like literally won't leave the barn, and like now they're all just like living, and anytime like a circus retires an elephant, they send it to this woman who like rehabilitates them, and like they like meet friends. It's like the cutest thing. And then by the time the documentary ended, I believe the woman had passed away.
Oh my goodness.
And she was like super old. It's like the saddest movie. And I put it on my Instagram story last night, and then like people were being so mean to me. It's like, no good deed, you know? They're like, well, you still eat meat. And I'm like, okay, well, that's a very valid point, but I have to defend myself on 2 counts. 1, I only eat kosher meat, and if you know anything, kosher meat is kosher because it is slaughtered in a way that is least painful to the animal.
In the most humane way.
Right, so they don't give them drugs, and they don't like make them like bleed out. They literally, it's called a shecht, and they take a big knife and they chop off the head in one foul swoop. You have to do it so that they don't feel it. It's literally a second, and it's painless. I mean, it's still sad that they die, obviously, and hopefully
as painless as death can be.
Yeah. So that's my 1 defense, and 2, like that is a valid point. And I'm just like, I'm starting out. I'm like a new activist when it comes to animals, so like maybe I'll get there.
No, but
I'm
like,
also fat.
There are animals that eat other animals. Like humans eat
food chain.
And yeah, it's the ecosystem.
Totally. That like yeah, and then like people just like yelling at me for that. But I was just trying to point out like the horrendous hate crime.
You don't eat
animals.
camel.
No, totally.
You don't eat elephant.
No, I would never. Honestly, I just eat chicken.
Yeah. And like the chicken was born so that you would eat it. If you weren't eating it, it wouldn't have been born.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally.
Anyways, next story, very interesting business news, and the jobs market, of course.
Of course.
Harvard, Stanford, and other top MBA schools see applications drop. Looking to get your MBA at an elite U.S. business school like Harvard, Stanford, or Wharton? Now might be a good time to apply, as applications for these prestigious programs have fallen for the first time in nearly a decade amid a strong job market and greater competition from programs abroad. The findings were released by the Graduate Management Admission Council on Monday, which is a nonprofit that administers the GMAT admissions exam throughout the country. According to GMAC's data, not only are MBA applications for this past spring down 7% overall from the previous year, but for the first time in nearly a decade, waning interest has hit the country's most admired universities. Basically, less people are going to business school because the job market is so flourishing that people are finding success in their jobs and being able to pay off their student loans. So like, why go to business school if you have a job?
And like, I feel like a couple years ago, like what you needed to know in business, like you needed to learn in school. But now it's like, in order to be good at your job at like a high level, you need like real life experience. And like, you need to like, especially in media, like you need to be in tune with what's necessary. Like, they don't teach you how to be in tune with what's necessary at Harvard Business School.
No, I feel like if anything, business school is more valuable than a college education. So I don't know, if you major in business though in college, like you should be getting a business school education. Like business school seems redundant, like just because college isn't doing anything.
Right, like you should, like there should be separate colleges.
Like if you majored in econ in college, like why do you need to go to business school to study economy? Like did you not learn it in the 4 years at college?
Like did you not have enough time?
Right, I just feel like this is them like trying to just squeeze you for all your worth.
Oh, of course.
But you know what I was thinking? Like
corporate greed.
I was thinking, so Harvard obviously like needs more business school applicants, and here I am, just like a girl, an entrepreneur. So we've started a business. Like maybe I should go to business school.
Jackie,
but only
I literally told you that I'm gonna apply to Harvard.
But only to Harvard Business School.
No.
Actually, I could fuck with Wharton too.
No, me too. Like someone in the Toasters posted that they like jokingly applied to Harvard when they were in college. Like she literally had like a 1.8 GPA, and she like knew she was gonna get denied, but she just like wanted the like rejection letter like for her files. And she actually got an interview, and she was like freaking out. She got so nervous that she canceled. Like she like regretted it until the day that she died. Yeah, her school guidance counselor.
Oh right, I remember.
Literally yelled at her that she was gonna embarrass her school. So like they made her cancel. She was like, I literally regret to this day. Like I just wanted to know what they had to say to me. And she posted her essay in the Toasters. It was the funniest thing. She was like, you need me. Like all these other students, they don't know what it's like to fail. I do. It was so funny. And then I'm like, I was so inspired. I'm like, I'm gonna apply. First of all, I think I'd be a good candidate. Like, aside from my academic track record, which like isn't Harvard material, just like my life experience, I think I'm like accomplished. I don't know. And then I told you, but we were drinking when we did karaoke. And
you told me you were gonna go to business school?
That I was gonna apply to Harvard.
And what did I say?
You thought it was a great idea.
Oh my gosh, well maybe I'll go with you.
Yeah, no,
we could be roommates.
We should do it.
I would love to. And then like we could really take this thing to the next level. Then we don't need a shark because we are the sharks.
By the way, let's seriously, like let's
the
do it.
only
but what
problem
if, like, you
is
get in and I don't?
Well, then I wouldn't go without you.
No, you should. If you got in, like, I would.
And also, then like our business is run by a Harvard Business School grad. Like,
where would we do the toast? In Boston?
Like, I would commute. I would make my schedule so that like we are the #1 show in Boston. So we moved.
Yeah.
So we moved to Boston.
Cheaper space.
And maybe like this could be my Cleveland.
What kind of paperwork do you need for an MBA?
The only problem is that you have to take the GMAT, which is a test.
Oh,
and like your GMAT score, it's like a SAT. Like it really determines how you'll do. And you know what? I could take it, but then I have to study for it, and then I'll have like anxiety nightmares about test taking.
Oh my God, I'm not taking a standardized test.
Except you know that I did so well on my SAT, so maybe like I should take the GMAT.
Okay, how to apply to Harvard Business School is what I Googled.
And you know, Sam can help me. Sam and Katie, they both took the GMATs. They both did so well.
Let's get them to take it for us.
Sam got into some of the schools that I'm naming here, and actually, Sam got into Wharton. Sorry, I was wondering if she wanted me to tell
Okay, so you need a written application with a resume, recommendation, acceptance of policies, an essay, a Pearson test of English, a GMAT. All right, never mind.
I'm doing it.
Okay.
I'm gonna find out what the GMAT is all about. That seems like my biggest hurdle. Letters of recommendation, like my college professors
I'll write you one.
loved me.
Yeah, I'll write
They would be so happy to see me do this.
Yeah, of course.
I'm going up to Colgate next month, so I'll
knock on some doors?
I'll collect them all then.
Yeah.
They'll have a month. I'll pick them up in person.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
And the road trip to Boston.
And that's the only school I'm applying to.
Of course. I mean, Harvard or bust.
Harvard or bust. Okay, cool.
Exciting.
I love when like news on the show changes the direction of my life.
No, totally.
Speaking of changing the direction of anything, Netflix is planning a Choose Your Own Adventure episode of Black Mirror.
Oh, I heard about this.
Netflix Inc. is about to let you decide how your favorite show will end. Maybe it ends with one of your morning show hosts going to Harvard Business School.
Who knows?
What? Like it's hard? Wow, we need to stop hanging out.
I mean, that was obvious, though. Like,
for sure. I mean, it was Harvard Law, but. The streaming service is developing a slate of specials that will let viewers choose the next storyline in a TV episode or movie, according to people familiar with the matter. Like what, this Carly Rae Jepsen music video idea came out like years ago, and now Netflix is just catching on. The company expects to release the first of these projects before the end of the year, said the people who asked not to be identified because the plans are still private.
Because the plans are so bad.
Viewers will get to choose their own storylines in one episode of the upcoming season of Black Mirror, the Emmy-winning science fiction anthology series. The show is famous for exploring the social implications of technology, including episodes where humans jockey to receive higher ratings from their peers. The 5th season of the show is expected to be released in December.
Honestly, this is so dumb. Like, I have so many problems with, like, all these services. Like, I have so many recommendations. Like, I don't have a problem with the format. Like, I like sitting and just, like, watching. I don't need to get involved, you know?
But you know what? Like, now that I think about it, there are a few films that, you know, I could tweak the ending, namely Titanic, keep that
Or
jewel.
Night School.
Or, no, I mean, I don't even know how it ends. I'd change the whole film.
Yeah.
But, like, I would have loved a choose your own adventure on what Rose does with the Heart of the Ocean.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But they did make an alternate ending, and it's weird.
You know, they do that on, like, DVDs, and, like, that's fine for, like, freaks who want, like, other options. But, like, this is so unnecessary. Like, if Netflix is, like, channeling their efforts towards, like, alternate endings and, like basically, like, VR, no. Like, do, like...
And it's like, what, there's going to be one option, you just choose one?
I guess.
But then it's like...
Just give me To All the Boys I Loved Before #2. I don't need this. I need that.
And that's just so weird, because what if, like, everyone's going to talk about the episode, and it's like we all saw something else.
Right, so, like, how do you get together with your friends and recap?
I don't know. I just feel like this is a little thirsty. I'm not going to lie.
Totally. It's like they did this just to make headlines, and everyone was talking about it yesterday, including, obviously, the most prestigious morning show, The Morning Toast. And I truly don't care.
And also, like, Netflix, here's the thing. Like, I really enjoy what you're doing, and, you know, Room was available for free for me. So, like, keep it going. But, like, try and make some money first. Like, I'm really worried about you guys.
Me too.
Like, you're making no money. Like, why not just put some product placement in your movies? Like, you have millions of people watching To All the Boys I Loved Before. Like, put an ad in there. I don't know.
Netflix is, like, spiraling out of control finance-wise. Like, their finances are worse than mine.
Like, they're spending way too much money, and, like, now is the time where they should start doing ads, because people, like, love their program so much. Like, it won't affect them.
It. Yeah.
So.
And not commercials, just, like, a bottle of Dasani on the table, you know?
Right. Or, like, that yogurt company could have sponsored To All the Boys I Loved Before. Or
They should have.
It could have been Chobani.
Right. Yeah. Totally. And, like, the more time I spend on Netflix, which is less and less these days, they promote so much of their own content, and, like, some of it's good, but they have, like, they spend so much money on, like, hiring talent and making these shows that, like, nobody talks about. Adam Sandler,
Ashton
they gave him $300 million, Ryan
Ashton.
Murphy. Like, they spend so much money, and it's like, I don't even hear, like, that's the only thing I heard from the Adam Sandler, like, literally $200 million deal they did, was that terrible movie Sandy Wexler that I just watched the trailer for.
I just watched a trailer for it, too.
He's like that Hollywood agent.
Or I started it, and we started it, and then we watched The Polka King, I think.
No, we started it, and then we watched Jim Gaffigan. We were in the Hamptons. Yeah.
Yes. Wow. Wow.
Time flies.
Feels like I saw the movie, though. That's how I feel about Night School.
Right. It's like you were there in Night School.
That is just so weird.
This is, like, just a highly unnecessary, like, move by Netflix. I really hope they would innovate, like, in a better direction.
One that would make them money so that, like, I don't have a pit for them.
I actually have been using Hulu for the first time ever.
Me too.
Because I'm rewatching Desperate Housewives, which is just so premium. And I go to Hulu on my, I don't have an account. I go to Hulu on my Fire Stick, and I open it, and I'm, like, texting. I was about to text Olivia because I think Zach Shapiro has an account, and all of a sudden I'm, like, logged into this account. It's a brand new Fire Stick. It's a family where, like, the names are Louisa, Madison, and something else, and, like, I took the Madison profile and, like, made it my own. And it's the unlimited version because I have no commercials. I have no idea whose account this is, and, like, I've never used Hulu, and it's a brand new Fire Stick, and I just don't know how I got it.
That is so weird. I started using Hulu because Unreal, I guess, was canceled by Lifetime and picked up by Hulu, and I wanted to finish it, and the last season was the worst thing of television I've ever seen, and just, like, really damaging for women in a show that was, like, supposed to be championing women, whatever. But now I, like, have Hulu, so that's where I was able to finish Nashville and just rewatch some old shows.
You pay for it?
No. Zach's brother Kyle has logins for everything because he's an actor, so, like, he needs to study the craft.
I
have a login for everything.
Amazing.
Pop TV. I just finished, caught up on Schitt's Creek.
Schitt's Creek, yeah.
And it got better.
That's so funny.
Also, Amazon Fire Sticks are so crazy because I had one way back when in my old apartment, and then I didn't need it anymore, and I gave it to Snitch recently, and, like, now all my information's there, and Homegirl is just
No,
click,
it's alarming.
Click.
It's alarming when you buy it from your Amazon account, you open the box, and then you plug it in. It says, "Hey, Claudia," and I'm like, "How the fuck do you know that?"
And all your information is there.
But then
At least pretend like you don't know.
Right, but then it does make sense. Like, it's my Amazon account. Can you buy something off of Amazon from the Fire Stick?
Yeah, like shows.
No, I mean, like, hey, can you buy toilet paper? Like, Alexa, get me Charmin.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm gonna try that when I get home.
I don't know.
I've come to rely on my Fire Stick, like, so much. Like, I don't even need the cable that I finally got.
I mean, I still don't have cable, and I'm actually good, except for CW doesn't have a live streaming, and Riverdale comes back.
Such a millennial, like,
I know.
cord cutting.
No, but it's great, and now I have an app for everything. I have a login for everything. Most people don't have that though, so I don't know what I would do.
If you have all those apps, but you log in through your cable provider, but you don't have one, you just have it from Kyle.
Right.
Like, what would someone else do?
I don't know. You have to cut back on the things that you watch.
Right.
Interesting.
Very.
Okay. Are you ready to talk about Room?
Of course. Pittsville,
Toast
USA.
movie of the movie
It's
of the week.
11/11. Make a wish.
Gucci bag, Gucci bag, Gucci bag, Gucci bag, Gucci bag, Gucci bag.
Okay.
Toast movie of the week was Room. I hadn't seen it before. I was nervous to watch it because, like, really kidnapping is, like, my worst fear, and, like, why do I need to watch a movie about that?
And I like that they didn't actually show us the actual kidnapping, like, scenario.
Right.
That's Pittsville.
And if it wasn't the Toast movie of the week, I would have never brought myself to watch it.
Same.
And I'm glad that I did because it wasn't like a scary movie. There was definitely like you had to pit the whole time. Anxiety is building, but it wasn't like boo, like it wasn't scary like that.
The Grudge, yeah.
I appreciated how half the movie was them in captivity and half of them was out because I was like, if they just get out and now like I want to see the happy stuff. I want to see them in their lives.
Right. You had endured all the like pits, and now you're like, I want to see the celebration.
Right. And it turned out to be not so happy.
Right. So that's what fucked me up about the whole movie. It's like, finally, I thought like I could like give birth to my pit and it would be over because she's out of the room, but it actually gets worse.
Right. And what's so crazy is when they got out, when they're in the hospital, I remember thinking, wow, like Jacob Tremblay is going to have an impossible time adjusting because it's like he doesn't know how the world works. Like he's seeing things. It must be so crazy.
It must
it's
be like literally mind blowing.
Mind blowing, like to see a shower instead of a bath,
and
like
to see like a tree that you only saw in TVs.
Right. Or you're standing in a hospital building and you're above. Like, you're on the 20th floor and you're looking down, like, that's such a fucking trip. So I was like, how is Jacob Tremblay going to adjust? Like,
totally.
It's going to be impossible for him.
And when, like, she was trying to teach him, like, about how, like, life works and, like, how the world
In
works,
room.
it was fucking me up. Yeah, like, when they were in the room, and she was trying to explain it, like, television is this, and this is the world, and up there is heaven. Like, that was, like, fucking me up because I'm like, I know how the world works because I'm, like, 23, but, like, it was just, like, it was making me think about how, like, Earth works.
Right, and how we think Earth works. And like so up until his 5th birthday, she like made him think that Room was the only place, was the whole world, just so that like he wouldn't know any different and then be like sad.
Confused, yeah.
So yeah, that was such a bug out. But then it turned out that like he actually was able to adjust and like she couldn't deal with like the mental trauma, which was so interesting because I thought like he wouldn't be able to get outside. But then he starts talking to therapists, he's drawing, like he really is becoming a kid.
No, you were like waiting for him to like crack, but it really proves like kids are so like, they bounce back so fast. Like, especially like when they're at a young age, it's like he might not even remember in 10 years the first couple of years of his life.
Right.
Whereas like she has to live with that pain forever.
For sure, but I mean like he's obviously gonna be messed up for life, like listening to his mom get raped every night.
But he didn't really know that it was rape. Do you know what I mean?
But that's also the problem. Like,
right.
It will definitely cause problems later. Like, he'll never lead a normal life.
But he won't be as affected as she was.
Right. Like, her life was really over.
Yeah.
And the cutest scene in the whole movie is when he sees a dog. And he gets a dog.
No, Jackie. He was, like, giving me so much life with his ponytail. And the mom, like, being so just, like, there, and even the mom's new husband was like so great.
Oh my God, when I first saw him, he was like lurking in the hallway. I was like, he has to leave. Like this is gonna be a trigger, like a scary old man. But he was so nice and patient and like, oh my God, it was so cute. And him using stairs for the first time. Oh my God, it was truly.
And who was her real dad? William Mason? Is that
William H. Macy.
Macy from Shameless. I love him.
And
he's married to Lynette.
Yes, Felicity's husband.
He was a dick.
He was, but I mean, can you blame him? Like, how can your family go through something like that and it doesn't suffer? And then, like, what, things are just supposed to go back to normal? Like, he clearly developed a drinking problem. Like, this clearly broke up his family.
Marriage, yeah.
And that's normal. Like, she was gone for 7 years.
No, and it's just like when they get back to the house, like, before she, like, breaks down, it's like, what do you even do every day now, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, he made a friend, Jacob. Like, Jacob was just giving me so much life. And, like, it's like, when they were in the room, I got the message at the end. It's like, when they were in the room, like, the mom kept the kid alive. in the real world, the kid kept the mom alive. It was just like, I had chills the whole time. It was the most fucked up movie.
And it was like, on the one hand, if you're like a hostage and like your captor gets you pregnant, like, and that just seems like an even worse nightmare, but like, she had like someone. Imagine like just being completely alone.
Oh my God, when he turned off the electricity, that fat fuck, I wanted to kill him. I liked how they never showed his face.
No, they did.
They did?
Yeah, in the beginning they started not to, but then they did. He was from something else. He looked very familiar. But then what was so crazy, well then I was thinking about, so she does that interview to make some money to pay her lawyers, which is just so crazy that that's even a factor.
Because you know what, GoFundMe wasn't around then.
And no, but it should be like, you know what, we're the FBI, we fucked up royally, you were in captivity for 7 years, this one's on us.
Yeah, or like use our legal
By the way,
team.
like there even needs to be a trial. Like why does there have to be a trial?
No, totally.
Like it's
look
clear
at the room.
It's clear what happened.
Yeah.
But I guess like you're innocent until proven guilty, but like it's clear what happened.
But not really.
That fucks me up. Like that there has to be a trial, that there's a possibility that he doesn't go away.
And that's why so many victims of any crime don't say it. They're like, I don't want to deal with this treachery.
Totally. Wild. But anyway, so then she does this interview, and the interviewee, the question person, like who obviously who wasn't premium and like it should have been us, but she asked a question that really fucked up Joy, where she was like, did you ever think like you should tell when you had your son, like you should have given him up, like had, you know, captor man bring him to the hospital or something, just like let him go live his life. And it's like Joy like didn't know how to answer that because like the woman made her seem selfish, that like she needed her son there, which she did, like she would have never gotten out without him. But it's also like, you think this man, like if you give this man a newborn baby, he's literally just gonna smother it and throw it in a ditch. Like you think he would have brought it to the hospital, done the right thing? The baby would obviously have been tested. Whose baby is this? They have her DNA from looking for her for so long. They would have put it together like that. Like that's not a logical thing that she should have done. She's gonna give her newborn baby over to like this sadist of a man and hope he does the right thing with it.
And that scene where he's rolled up in the carpet and he like totally fucks it up and like I thought he was gonna get them killed. Like Pittsville, USA, like that part of the movie was like the part where like I couldn't breathe. Like first of all, the guy who was like helping them was just like not acting fast enough and like not understanding what was going on fast enough. And then like Jacob Tremblay just like not talking. Like obviously I understand. I'm just like fucking speak. Like
no, but it's like he
it's
shook
a whole new
to
world.
It's a whole new world.
I know.
But thank God that old Nick like just dropped him instead of just taking him back in the car and running off, because like then they just would have been in, then he would have just murdered them.
The only thing that didn't make sense was that he would have drove off for good and not come back and like kill her or something.
Right, that's what I thought he was going to do.
Same, but then like at least he got out, the kid. So like I was like, okay,
right,
that's fine.
and that's what she wanted. That's why when she said goodbye to him in the rug, like she thought that that was what was going to happen.
Like it was just so sad. Like the whole movie, I wanted to cry.
I was crying when she ran out.
Of course,
and like the police. And then then afterwards, I Googled. I was like, Joy Newsome. I wanted to watch an interview that she obviously did after she came out, and I found out it's not a true story.
It's not?
No. And it's actually based off, or loosely based off of, a story from this family in Oshry, I think. It's like a Fritzl family, and the actual story is so much worse. Oh, no. So on the one, I'm of two minds. This is the actual story.
Well, then it seems unnecessary to make such a sad movie.
Listen, no, that's how I feel. So the actual story is mom and dad, they have a bunch of kids. One of the daughters, like, she's kind of like a rebel. She runs away for a while, tries to become a waitress. She comes back, whatever. One day, her dad asked her to go down to the basement with her to help him with something, and it turned, like, to assemble a door, and it turned out to be the door that he locks her in with. He's been assembling this prison for her in their basement since she was 12 for 6 years, and like the door is the final piece. He like puts like poison over her mouth and like throws her in and keeps her in there for 24 years. She has 7 children by him.
Ew!
The mom, her actual mom, his wife, had no clue what was going on. They thought that she ran away because like she had done that before.
Oh,
meanwhile, she's in his basement, had 7 children by him. 3 of the children he brought up. He acted like she sent them to him from wherever she was, like she couldn't handle the children. The mom and the dad brought up as their children, like knowing that they're hers, but the mom didn't know that she was just in the basement. She had 4 more children, 3 of them who stayed down there with her, 1 who died like right after childbirth. Like, they lived in, like, there are 4 people living in these tiny quarters. They had, like, TV. He would, like, starve them. One time they expanded their cell and he made them, like, dig by their hands, like, to rebuild the cell. And then eventually one of the kids, like, has, like, kidney failure and has to go to the hospital. So the dad brings the kid to the hospital and they're asking, like, all these questions. All this time he was making her, like, write letters, like, saying that she's not coming back. So eventually, like, they put all this together, they look at the letters, they go to a cult leader, and they're like, what do you think about these letters? And he was like, these seem like forced, like this doesn't seem legit. Then eventually the kid's in the hospital with the liver, and the mom in the cellar is like, I want to see my child. So the dad like lets them out, and that's how like they got out to like go see the kid with the 24 years. 24 years. So the actual story is so much worse. So it's like, why didn't you make a movie about the actual story? But then it's like, you know what? Don't give people any ideas. Like, yeah, I just feel like these movies like sometimes give people ideas of like crazy shit that they can do. How horrible is that? The Fritzl family. 24 years, 7 children.
I'm sorry, how do you not know that there's like 8 kids living in your basement? Sorry, like, just first of all, like the mom, it's like, she's complicit just by being a moron.
For sure. Or that your
God.
husband is insane.
A psychopath, yeah, holy shit.
And that she was like raising their children. And like 3 of them got to like technically live normal.
Right.
And never knew.
Oh my God.
But, and then like 3 of them lived in a cellar in the basement.
So sad.
So sad. Like 24 years. Like 7
That is
years.
some shit you see
7
in the back
years,
of People magazine.
7 years seemed like a long time.
Totally. 24? Holy shit.
So it's like we need to like stop making these movies giving people ideas of like how to, you know.
Creative ways to capture people.
Right, like, and what not to do. Like, don't leave the lid on the toilet seat because then she'll hit you over the head with it,
Right.
you know?
Oh my God. Crazy.
Crazy. Ugh. Anyways.
Oh my God, I have the biggest pit right now.
Also, the
like, in
fact
my
that
back.
Jacob Tremblay didn't win an Oscar for leading actor just really speaks to the ageism that exists in Hollywood.
So true.
Who won that year?
I don't know.
Was it Leo for Revenant?
What year was it? Last year? 2017
Room.
Oscar winners. Okay.
Came out in 2015, so it would be the 2016 Oscar
Yeah, no,
winners.
that was 2017.
I think it was Leo.
In 20, yep, The Revenant.
Was Jacob even nominated? He was
I
the
don't think
whole
so.
movie. He was so good acting like a child who had never seen the world, but like he crushed it. I never thought for a second that he was acting. Like I was never like I was fully transported into the film.
Okay, let me tell you who the other nominees were. No, not Jacob Tremblay. Matt Damon in The Martian, Bryan Cranston in Trumbo, Eddie Redmayne, The Danish Girl, Michael Fassbender, Steve Jobs. Like, please.
And Brie was nominated,
She won.
and she did a good job.
Yeah, no, for sure. He was better.
He was better, and like she was just like a sad woman. Like
Right.
he was experiencing a range of emotions,
Right.
acting like a child who had never seen the world before.
No, she was good. He was great.
He was great. He was the whole movie.
Yeah.
And it's like, what if they didn't have a TV? Like, how do you occupy yourself
For 7 years.
I guess you sleep.
Right, and she would like fall into these depressions where like she would literally sleep for days.
Right. I mean, thank God.
And he like knew what to do when like mom was sleeping.
Thank God for sleep.
TG for sleep. The whole movie, like I have body aches.
So
right
knowing
now.
that it's not a true story, it's like they chose the direction that it could have got. You know, he could have picked him back up, got in the truck, and went and murdered
Right,
them.
it was all like they did what they wanted.
Right. And then when he's in the police car, like trying to explain how he got there. I mean, thank God for the tooth, bit of ma. Because he lost his letter.
Right.
And it's like he remembered that room was in a shed, but he didn't remember that his mom's name was Joy Newsome.
Jackie, he's
I mean,
like a traumatized.
no, for sure. But like there were moments where like he remembers, and then there were things
Right.
that like he didn't.
He wasn't
But
consistent.
because it wasn't based on truth. It's just like that's just what you chose.
Right.
It's weird to make up stories like this, but also it's a book, and the book is based on that god awful story.
Yeah.
That I'm glad wasn't made into a movie.
Thank you
because
for
that's
bringing
just,
that pit to me, like right to my doorstep.
Well, because when I discovered it, I was just like so shook that they would make a movie not based on, they would write this story like not based on truth, but actually the real truth is way worse, and I'm just glad that they're not giving other people ideas.
Same.
You know, if you're gonna kidnap someone, like make it one person in your shed, sure.
Yeah.
Not your daughter in their basement for 24 years.
Pittsville, USA. Well, I think that was a great Toast Movie of the Week recommendation because it was a good movie, relevant because we love Jacob Tremblay, like felt a range of emotions,
Something that I wanted to see, but I would have never brought myself to see.
provoked interesting dialogue, and I think that's what the Toast Movie of the Week should always be.
Yes.
What should we assign? Oh my God, hold on. Like
I have a recommendation for the next Toast Movie of the week.
Oh, what? 'Cause
I know
I
we
have a
have. I know
list.
we have a list, but I think I know what it should be.
Go.
Seabiscuit.
Oh, we talked about that. Yeah.
Because it's a true story. It's so interesting. It's so good.
What were the other ones? Oh, here.
AJ Michalka just really crushes it, and
Jackie, AJ Michalka is in Secretariat.
that's what I want.
Disney
Secretariat.
one?
Secretariat.
The Disney one or the one with Tobey Maguire?
They're the same thing to me.
No, but they're
I
not.
meant Secretariat. I meant Secretariat.
Okay, but we have a lot of other ones on here, if you care.
No, well, and there are so many weeks in the year.
Okay, so let's do
Secretariat. Sorry. And like, I guess the difference is that Secretariat's from like the 70s and Seabiscuit is more recent.
I don't know.
And like Secretariat, which one is like, are jockeys too small? Are jockeys too big and our horses too small? I think that's Seabiscuit.
Yeah.
Wow.
You like the one where AJ Michalka's in the play and she sings and the mom believes in the horse.
Yeah.
She goes up
Seabiscuit.
to the...
I like them both.
No, that's Secretariat.
Fuck.
Oh my God.
No, I know. That's what I mean.
Confusing everyone.
I know. Okay, I know that's Secretariat. I mean, it's just like Chris Pine, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans. Good luck.
Secretariat.
Secretariat is the Toast movie of the week.
We'll discuss it next week.
Maybe we should watch both so we can discuss the differences between the two.
Okay, that's too much work. Secretariat to start. And then what's the plan for this week? Tomorrow we are with Kevin and Astrid, which we're really excited about. Then I'm off to Buffalo for 2 shows. First show sold out, The Late Show, which is always a little bit more turnt. Still some tickets available, so make sure to head over to girlwithnojob.com to claim your ticket. And then Thursday, headed to Albany, show on Friday, and then Huntsville, Alabama. So Thursday on the show, you're doing what?
Heather McMahon.
Oh, right.
And Friday, Olivia.
Exciting.
Very exciting stuff.
So we've got you covered, basically.
Are we doing Dear Toasters?
I'm having like a furniture emergency at my house, and my owner keeps calling me, so like I do have to run.
Okay, we could do it tomorrow or next week.
Yeah.
Hopefully you
I
guys
picked some good ones.
Hopefully you guys can wait until then.
Thank you guys so much for being just like the most wonderful, loyal toasters. Do you know about the Morning Toast? It's the Millennial Morning Show. We go live Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Facebook and YouTube, and we're also available in the podcast store or anywhere podcasts are listened to. iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, Stitcher, Public Radio, all the places. So make sure you're in tune with what's necessary and you subscribe. Thank you so much for listening. Have an amazing day.
Bye.